I did not use that level 2 very well. He's gonna do his kick. Alright, well, we got our rank back. How do you want to
What's up, man? It's good to finally talk with you, man.
Dude, I know. It's the first
for,
time since Street Fighter 5.
Since Street Fighter 5, man. Yeah, it's been a very long time, but, you know, I've been watching your content, and I still keep up, and
Alright,
I think you're doing awesome, man.
Well, thank
Honestly.
you. I appreciate that. Let's get some introductions out of the way first. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Peter. We've been in talks for some time. Not talking too much, actually, like vocally to each other, but just through like DMs and like YouTube messages and stuff like that. But yeah, this is Peter, everyone. We fought in Street Fighter 5 originally.
Yeah, that was back in the day. That was it's kind of funny because like I was only gold then, and man, like compared to like what I know now, it's
just night and day. Yeah.
For you too. Back then you were like bronze or silver.
Yeah, I think I was just cracking silver into like super silver or something like that, and now we're plat to diamond roughly.
So like Diablo and a lot of FPS actually. So I grew up with Counter-Strike, and like basically forever I've been playing competitive shooters mostly. So like I pretty much eased into Valorant after Counter-Strike.
Valorant is so good, by the way.
What's good?
Valorant.
Oh, Valorant's great. Yeah,
big fan. Even though I don't play as much.
Yeah. No, I don't play at all anymore. Like there's a story to that too. It's kind of long, but like that's kind of the reason why I went to Street Fighter. Is because like it was so toxic for me that I didn't really like that atmosphere. The environment. So I kind of like wanted to do something where I didn't have like teammates involved,
dude,
but still kind of competitive. So that's when I like actually discovered fighting games. So like.
So what was your first Street Fighter 5?
Street Fighter 5, yeah. That's what. Oh yeah. So that's what I meant by like relatively new. Is that I came into SF5 the very last season. So like the battle pass or whatever they call it, like the season pass for the new 5 characters.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like when I hopped on. So.
Wait. So who was coming out at the time?
At the time. So it was Luke. Luke was the last character in 5, but I don't really remember, but I think it was like Akira, Oro,
and then
damn, Rose, and then Luke, right? So I came like 6 months or like maybe a year before that, but when I picked up Street Fighter 5, like at the beginning, I pretty much dropped it because like I had no idea what I was doing. So it was just it was so completely different from first-person shooters too, so it's like it was very weird for me to like just get dumpstered, So whereas like shooters, like I basically whenever I had time, I would hop onto Street Fighter and kind of play rank, but I didn't really know what I was doing, so it was just kind of like pressing buttons. I knew about combos, right? But the actual like fundamentals and the things that led me to get to master, albeit we can talk about that too a bit, about like what master means. Like even when I reached master, bro, I'm not good. I wouldn't consider that to be good. I wouldn't consider that good at all because there are so many things I'm missing that I know I'm missing, right? Like for example, matchup knowledge. Like I don't know any of the other characters except Cammy. So it's like how can I be considered good by reaching master if I don't know any of the other characters?
Yeah, you get into the beginning of master and like the tippy top of master into a legend rank, and it's night and day. Like I feel the exact same way.
When I got to master, I got dumpstered. I fought. So when I got to Diamond 5, and I don't know about the West Coast, but on the East Coast, once you hit Diamond 5, you start getting matched with legends and masters, like just off the bat. Bro, when I hit Diamond 5, guess who my first match was?
Punk.
Take a guess. No, not even Shine.
Oh no, shit! Wow.
Shine was when I hit Diamond 5, I had to face him twice. Bro.
Wait, who's Shine playing in 5? Just everybody, or?
He plays Kimberly and Chun-Li.
Oh, that makes sense. He was playing Ibuki last game.
I think at 5, yeah, he played Ibuki.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I got absolutely dumpstered, and then it's kind of funny story too, because like the only reason I hit master when I hit Diamond 5 was because once you on the East Coast, once you hit Diamond 5, you get matched with masters, and if you beat a master, bro, you get like half the rank of Diamond 5. So what happened with me was I beat 2 masters and I immediately hit master. You know?
Oh fuck.
So there's that whole argument. It's like, what does that really mean? It doesn't mean anything, you know. Like from Diamond 5 to Master, I would say like some skills I've obtained, but honestly, there wasn't really like the biggest boost, right? So just like you know, when I hit Master, I didn't think I was good. It's not that at all, you know.
Yeah,
so it's like,
what's funny is our like stories behind how we got into fighting games aren't too dissimilar from one another, because I played a lot of FPS as well, and at the time, before I got into fighting games, I played League of Legends. Worst thing in the world, by the way.
Man. I played Dota. I have 5,000 hours in Dota.
But I started off as a Dragon Ball player, and you might have heard me say this a number of times.
Yeah, I watched some of your other videos for sure.
But it started out as me just like button mashing on Dragon Ball, and then one of my friends like, dude, I would beat the shit out of you. And I'm like, all right, bitch. Like, and then I found myself like getting so frustrated at team-based games, and then like the journey being entirely yours in fighting games was super appealing.
It was that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like when I played the team-based games at the time, like I had some toxic moments myself.
Oh, don't we all?
So I didn't like how I was, treating or like talking with my friends. We would like argue and stuff, and I didn't really like that about myself. So I kind of had to think about that a while, and then I cooled down a lot. But when I went back to these team-based games, my friends didn't really change the attitude, they were still toxic and which I understand, man. It's those kind of competitive games.
If you're marinating really I mean,
for sure. Everyone's toxicity started kind of just like ruining my day, So, I went to Street Fighter, and it's a great ego check. What Street Fighter is to me, and you've mentioned these in your videos, and that's what I like about your videos, because like you talk about certain topics, and I find that very interesting, So I remember you mentioned this too, that like it's about learning, it's really about that. And basically, if you're losing, it's completely your fault. Like there's something it's true. There's like that means there's holes in your game.
Yeah, total
that you
responsibility.
Can improve, Yeah. So it's like when you get salty, that it doesn't really make sense when you can just fix the problems yourself, So for me, that's pretty much what I learned from Street Fighter. It's like it really taught me that it's just about learning.
You get like super like direct feedback. You can see when you get hit, like versus something like a League of Legends or a Dota or Counter-Strike or whatever. Like there's a lot of macro play, which there's macro play in Street Fighter and fighting games in general, but when you got jumped in, I was like, fuck, I should have anti-aired, or like that like, oh man, I whiff punish, my spacing is bad. There's like, you can see it on the screen happening.
There's actually a lot of things I want to talk to you about, because like,
oh please
I think so. The reason why this kind of inspired me to kind of help you to get to Master was because you're literally right there. Your highest character is like Diamond 1, Diamond 2.
Yeah.
There's only like a couple things that you need that will push you to Master, and I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about the game, like especially with my friends that tried it too. They think that like, oh yeah, if you practice combos in the lab for like 5 hours, of course you're gonna beat me. But if you like take any pro, right, any pro, put them against someone that's even slightly worse than them, or like let's say up to like Diamond 5, or like even the low Masters, put a pro against them and make the pro only do one bread and butter, like a low forward into like a cancel, right? They're gonna dominate you. I think I haven't seen your gameplay in a while, but I think if you add these to your game, you're gonna just shoot to Master, like pretty much maybe like in half a month, with a little bit of practice.
Well, I definitely look forward to it. And on the combo point too, I've used like a similar point of an example, like a pro player I bring up a lot is Kazunoko. Like Kazunoko is notorious for like, he's so solid and so fundamental. His core play in every game he picks up is so good, but his combos are whack, and everybody gives him shit for it. So
here's a little thing about me too. It's like, so I have never watched any tutorials on Street Fighter 5. So I didn't watch any tutorials in Street Fighter 6. So I mean that has a lot to do with like my, I guess, slower learning, but because watching tutorials can help, but the point is like you know there are certain things that if you learn. So I don't know if these videos have ever mentioned like what these techniques are, but maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I'm sure like if you or anyone in Plat or Diamond implement some of the things like fundamental tech in the game, then you just shoot up, So maybe you do know these techniques that I'm talking about, but if you don't, I mean, I'll let you know, I'll teach you, and then you'll for sure like hit master, no problem. Because you're like Diamond 2, right? Diamond 3.
So with Cammy,
absolutely.
I'm Diamond 2, Ryu Diamond 1, Ed Diamond 3, Ken Diamond 2.
Right. So that's why I kind of recommended.
Or not Diamond 2, Plat 2.
Yeah, that's why I kind of recommended for like the set we're gonna do. It might be better if you play Ryu, Ken, or Cammy, someone a little bit more standard, but still high tier, because since I don't know Ed at all, I'm just gonna pretty much be, you won't be able to see like any of the fundamental tech I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
But I mean, if not, it's up to you. It doesn't really matter.
I'm down for whatever. My thing is I'll scrap hands with anyone. I'm down to get beat up on it. Don't matter to me. But I also wanted to say too, do you have a place where people can find you? I don't know if you do YouTube or anything like that, or if there's anything you want people to check out.
Well, it's kind of funny because I was actually gonna ask you, like, I have no like social media, like I don't have YouTube or I don't have like Twitch. I was thinking about starting, but I don't really know where to start, to be honest. So I was gonna ask you like if you could like help me with that,
Yeah,
just to, like,
I
give
definitely
me, like,
don't mind
pointers or something.
Well,
Really,
I mean, I
really
might
cool.
not be the best guy in the world either. I mean, you're definitely like better than me at Street Fighter, so that will probably help you. Like, people like to watch people that are good, and if you're good at like talking and conveying,
trust me, I'm not good.
I mean,
No,
compared to me, like you'll probably dumbster on me, but I'll try my best to put up the dukes. And if you want, I don't have to use Ed, just so you kind of can contextualize things a little bit better, just because there's a bit of character unfamiliarity.
I think that would be good, because like the standard play, and again, like since I don't know Ed, he obviously all the tech applies to literally every single character, but I think you'll be able to visualize it and see it much more apparently with the standard, like what are the top tiers, like Ken or Kimmy, or just any one of those. So like
JP.
JP. I mean, JP's kind of different too, but anyways, so
Core
like
concepts.
Yeah, exactly. So and then after we can kind of like talk about, well, I don't know how long this is gonna go, but
as long as you wanted to, I got time.
Well, we could split it up. I mean, however you want to do it, but yeah, and after we can kind of talk about like terminology also, because the terminology I use, I kind of picked up like just I don't know, hearing pros talk, like on stream or something. Because like even back in the day when I started 5, I had no idea what like a frame trap was, So if I start using terms that are kind of like sound weird, just let me know, and I'll explain it to you. I'll clarify it.
Yeah, I know all the terminology. Funnily enough, like there's so many core things that I just haven't spent time in the game to actually implement into my game. Like I've been playing Street Fighter 6 the same way since the first couple months, and it's gotten me this far, but it's just really been a thing of I need to actually put time into the game to develop frame traps, safe jumps, optimal setups with punishing.
Bro, there's so much I don't know either. What I learned about, I recently learned about this option select that I heard someone talk about, and I tried to do it in the lab, and it kind of worked out. But and again, like watching tutorials probably would help, but for me, again, Street Fighter is it helps me become a better learner. So what I like to do is, like, if I hear a pro talk about it, I'll try to figure it out on my own.
Obviously, when you first start, I didn't know any of the terminology either, but you get so engrossed in the world that you start using it, and then you throw it around to someone who doesn't know that, and you forget that it's not like a part of everyone's language.
Well, do you remember like what the term was? Like just like FGC terms or like fighting game terms?
Funnily enough, it was a simple one where just notation was a big one, where it's just like in Dragon Ball, it's like, oh, okay, you need a 2H, and it's like I kept on telling my friends like, oh, you need a 2H. It's like, this might be a dumb question, but what's 2H? I'm like, oh my god, I'm so used to anime notation, and then I had to explain, it's like, oh, it's just crouching heavy or like down and heavy.
That's so funny because I still don't really know that, but I just, when Tekken 8 popped off, I kind of like looked into that, like what all that means, like 5 MP or whatever. Like I still kind of confused by that, to be honest.
So Tekken has the same notation as Mortal Kombat, but all anime games have the same notation, and you can kind of apply anime game notation to Street Fighter as well. But Street Fighter heads just say like, oh, like towards heavy kick or crouching roundhouse or stuff like that. I kind of mix in the anime notation just because I play way more anime games, but that's just me.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, so Street Fighter, I haven't played any other fighting games. I think you already know. We talked about this. Like, I've never played any other fighting games.
That's crazy to me, though. Like,
yeah, so like DBZ, I've never played.
No,
like
Guilty
Tekken,
Gear, no.
Interesting.
Dude, I just picked up Tekken, and everyone's been hitting me up. It's hard, but if you want like a time sink game into that, you can like put a lot of time into and still feel like there's so much to learn. If you like a game with a lot to learn, Tekken's perfect for you. With
that's probably not for me.
I've only been able to play Tekken once. I've had the game for like a little less than a week, or maybe about a week. But like all my friends keep hitting me up to like, oh, hey, like let's go do this, or like, oh, hey, do you want to play games today? I'm like, I need to learn how to wave dash. But
is that hard? That's all I hear when it comes to Tekken is like wave dashing. Is that actually hard technique?
It is. So the big one is Korean backdash, which everyone talks about. Like that's a notorious one.
I've heard that. I've heard of it.
It's not that hard if you're using like a leverless controller or like keyboard or something like that.
Yeah, I use leverless.
A little tough, but on stick, it's like it's tough. I've been trying to learn it on stick.
That's another thing. I've never played on stick before, ever. Never touched one.
Hey, if it works for you, honestly, it's kind of becoming more common that sticks are getting kind of phased out. Leverless has just been the wave, and I'm a stick collector because of fighting games. Like
that's cool. Yeah.
I have like multiple leverless. I have multiple sticks. And I want to buy more. Like I saw a Street Fighter 4 stick at a retro shop, and I almost got it, bro. I was drooling.
I hear there are some advantages to stick compared to leverless, but I mean that's like for me, I don't really know.
Yeah, if there are, I don't know of any. It might just be like a comfortability thing because some inputs are naturally not super comfortable on leverless, like left side DP for me, or like a 720.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too, because like your ring finger is kind of weak, right? For me too, that's the same.
It's funny because like I play guitar, and it's a strong finger when your hand is like flipped, when it's like inverted to like hold the guitar, but when it's laying flat, like how it is on a keyboard or on, in this case, a leverless controller, it does feel weak. It's very strange. But let me get your name, sir, and let me.
Okay, yeah, it should be Vogue.
Vogue the Eternal. So, okay, so how did you land on Vogue exactly? I'm curious about that.
Oh, Vogue is just so there's this book series I'm kind of obsessed with. Have you ever heard of Red Rising? The Red Rising series by Chris Brown?
Not.
Yeah, it's just a really good like science fiction book, and it's based on one of the characters. What's your
long ago I was so when I first started, I was Psycho Brad 45 because I was a little teenager and I thought it was cool. But after that, I became Ginger Senpai because ginger hair, I like anime and stuff like that. And then I was just like, like a lot of people fuck with the name Ginger Senpai. It's cool, but like it's just a mouthful. So I was just trying to condense that down. So I condensed it to G Sen, so G for ginger, Sen for senpai, and now it's just Sen because that's what everybody calls me.
Yeah, that's kind of where that's why I call you Sen, because I think on most of your videos you say you're Sen, right?
It's just so much easier.
Yes, okay.
But you can call me Sen or Brad, it doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, I'll call you son. That's cool.
All right,
Yeah,
for
you can
sure.
call me whatever you want, Vog or Peter.
I'm so
But
used to calling you Peter at this point that
yeah, Peter's fine. Peter's fine. That's perfectly fine.